Are you successful? What does success mean to you? Define success. In my experience, my definition of success, and everyone I know, is based on the American dream. Is that really success? Or is that just a definition that we've been force-fed since growing up in the culture that we grew up in? In this video, I'm going to get into my journey chasing my American dream, which was the Hollywood dream, being a Hollywood filmmaker, and what that led to, and how I ended up in Bali where I am now, and how much happier now than I was when I was pursuing the definition of success that was in America, and more specifically, Hollywood. I spent about 17 years pursuing the Hollywood dream of being a screenwriter and director, filmmaker, and moved out to LA and wrote a bunch of scripts and different projects, got somewhere, but ultimately I made a movie. It was an independent comedy movie. It was released on Amazon Prime and Apple TV in 2019 and won some film festival awards, won Best Comedy Movie at some film festivals, and like over 300,000 people have watched it on Amazon Prime. Got somewhere, but was not some massive hit. It didn't lead to a big break. It did lead to an opportunity to direct my second movie, which was supposed to shoot in 2020. And of course, 2020 happened, COVID pandemic, and that ended that movie. And the way I took it ultimately was that was the end of my dream, because I could see that the film industry wasn't going to come back anytime soon, and it wasn't going to come back in the same way due to the effect of the pandemic on movie theaters and then the resulting effects in the industry. And you can see that now 4 years later that the industry is still not what it was before COVID. At the point at which I saw that coming, I gave up on the dream, on the Hollywood dream, and I bought a one-way ticket to Bali. I was turning 40 in the spring of 2022. Didn't want to turn 40 as a failed filmmaker in the US. And so I bought a one-way ticket to Bali and didn't know anyone in Bali, never been to Asia at all. So I never even been, to the east side of the world. I've only been, furthest I'd been is Western Europe. So spent my whole life in the West, grew up in the US, never lived outside the US before, just a couple vacations here and there. And so anyway, come to Bali at age 40, and I was struggling with feeling like I was a failure. And I basically ran away from the US, from my home, from all my friends and family and everybody. And so I had a lot of struggle with feeling like a failure. And I pretty much, as soon as I left the US, I was basically instantly constipated. And it was never an issue I had before that. And for a year, I tried all sorts of different dietary stuff and other treatments, other physical medical treatments. Nothing worked. And so I went to see a hypnotherapist, because I'm like, it's got to be psychosomatic at this point. And basically, what was revealed in that hypnotherapy session was that I was putting so much pressure on myself, and this was what was causing the constipation, was the pressure that I was putting on myself to succeed. And even in taking this trip to Bali, I was still putting pressure on myself to create some new career, some new success, to make up for my failure, or my perceived failure at least, as a filmmaker in the US, right? And the instructions from the hypnotherapist after that session were basically like, you have to redefine success, because you're still attached to this old definition of success that is causing you to put so much pressure on yourself that you're constipated, that you're having physical symptoms. So that's what she said to me. And so I then embarked on, and that was like a year ago from now, I then started to work on redefining success for myself. And one way that I started to do that was to pursue creativity for its own sake. So previously, I was writing scripts and shooting some stuff, and I made a movie, right? But it was all geared towards making it in the Hollywood film industry. I was being very creative, creating stories, but I was doing it to succeed in the Hollywood film industry, to get a job or to sell a script. That was the point. It wasn't for its own sake. It wasn't to create for the sake of creating, to create something amazing, to create great stories for the sake of creating great stories. And so I essentially I found improv comedy here in Bali, and I'd done improv comedy in the US, in Los Angeles, and in New York as well, but I didn't know it was a thing here. And then I just stumbled into it, like literally just walked by the place and saw a little sign and started doing it here. And when I did improv in the US, in Los Angeles, everyone was doing it to be a springboard into the Hollywood film industry, to get discovered, to get a job in the Hollywood film industry as an actor or writer. And so people were doing improv for that, right? It was a means to an end, again, not just creativity for its own sake. And here they're doing improv just for fun, right? There's no film industry that they're trying to get into just for fun, right? It's not and I just started doing it, and experiencing that showed me how awesome, basically, it is to be creative without attachment to money or fame, just for its own sake, and how fulfilling it was, and how the difference between that and what I was doing in the US, right? And all the creativity I was using in the US, but towards money, fame, recognition, etc. And doing it here just for the love of it was just a whole different ballgame. It just felt different, right? It felt fulfilling. It was more fun. It was less anxious, less competitiveness, less meanness, less scary, less pressure, right? Back to my pressure issue. And it's not so much about improv, but more about what that showed me, this thing about creativity and storytelling and having and passion and love for something, making a difference when it's not just about money or fame. And of course, you hear this all the time. Do stuff for the love of it. Don't chase the money, blah, 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 blah. And it's nice to say all that, but it's just different to experience it. Like, you got to do it to feel the difference and see what the difference that makes in your life. Because ultimately, yeah, we got to survive. We need money to survive, and we're obviously programmed to survive. But beyond that, we want to be happy as much as possible, right? No one's happy all day, but enjoying our life, having meaning in our life, having fulfillment is important. And so instead of believing this thing about what will bring you that meaning and fulfillment and happiness, which in the US, right, is making a lot of money, basically, and or fame, and actually trying things out and experiencing for yourself and seeing what actually does make you happy, what actually does give you feel meaning, feeling valuable, fulfillment, actually experiencing it for yourself. And I can't tell you what that is for you. And a lot of people do tell you what it is for you, and they're trying to sell you something. So no one can tell you what it is for you. You have to figure that out for yourself. And the way you do that is not by trying to figure it out up here. It's by doing it and seeing what actually has that effect, right? When you feel different, when you do it, right? So now that I got turned on to that, of the feeling of that, it's not that I can just do improv all day or do whatever creativity, storytelling, writing stories or whatever all day and not get paid. I got to make money to survive and enjoy my life. And I want to have kids. I don't have kids, and I want to be able to support them, of course. So it's not that I can ignore money, but now that I'm turned on to this thing, I'm designing a life that will make for me, that I will enjoy and that will have fulfillment and value and meaning for me, and letting go of the American, essentially, definition of success, which is just to make a lot of money, fame, recognition, etc. And so I'm doing that by finding the things that I enjoy are good to me and combining them so I can be a unique combination of my skills, experience, and passion, and focusing on helping others. Because ultimately, to make money, you gotta give value to other people, and then they give value back in the form of money. An obvious thing, but some people seem to miss this, that it's really just about giving value to other people. And when you give value to other people, then they can give it back in the form of money, or in other ways, obviously. That's not the only way that people give. When you have a friendship, for example, you give value in ways that are not money, and both people give it back. It's not the only way, but that is obviously a big way. So doing these different things that I've done in my life, I'm starting to, while making these videos as a way to every day to get my message out and try to add value to other people's lives. And I don't know that this in particular will lead to anything at all, because not many people are watching them at the moment. But I'm just thinking, how can I add value? How can I use everything, my experiences and my knowledge and viewpoint and perspective, to help others? So one way is make videos, put them up on YouTube. Hopefully somebody will start watching these at some point and get value. And then also I started doing a workshop here in Bali, completely free workshop, where for any kind of creators or creative people, artists, entrepreneurs, content creators, to help them get through their blocks and create their best work, get into action creating. And that uses I'm using various skills and knowledge and experience that I have to do that and to do these videos, right? And both come from my filmmaking and directing and improv and writing and comedy. And then also I was part of a nonprofit for 10 years coaching men. And so using all that experience and skills and knowledge, and even I've just been really into health for 20 years, basically my whole adult life, exercise and diet and all that. And so even incorporating that, helping people with that, it's just combining everything. And I'm working this out. I don't know how it's all going to square away, but like now with AI tools, I've started making AI generated videos, and you can see just some I made for fun on my YouTube channel in the short section. Those are all AI videos I just made for fun. But I've started to get some clients and make AI generated videos for clients as a service, as a paid service. So now I'm starting to make an income from doing creative work, and that takes the storytelling and filmmaking skills I developed, and then learning new technology. I'm into that. And now I'm combining those, and I'm starting to make money and making AI generated videos for clients. So the point is, what is my point? You get the point. The point is that I'm designing a life for me, tailored to me, as opposed to trying to tailor myself to the life that I was told would be success, happiness, etc., fulfilling, meaningful, the American dream. And instead I'm tailoring a life designed for me. And I'm documenting that journey in these videos, which I'm making every day. And this is, I think, day 40 about. So you can see the previous videos in my YouTube channel, or the future videos if you're seeing this later in time. But yeah, so I'm documenting so you can see me build this life tailored to me. So I'm not finished. I'm not at the mountaintop yet. I'm in the process of building it for me and building the life tailored to me. And I'm hoping that people will see this or start seeing these videos at some point and join me in creating a life that is tailored to you. In other words, not literally mimicking what I'm doing, but just getting inspired to do something similar for yourself and design a life tailored to you, and let go of the definition of success that whatever society or country or culture or city you're living in tells you, or from the internet. Actually, a lot of people are now getting it from the internet, so it's not even specific to where you live. To let go of that definition of success and create your own definition of success and your own version of a life that is suited to you and that you enjoy, that gives you meaning and fulfillment and value, and you feel valuable. And how do you feel valuable? You add value to other people's lives. That's how you feel valuable. That's how you become valuable, is to add value to others people's lives. And the more you focus on that, the more it comes back to you, right? There is a value exchange that happens both on a direct interpersonal level and then just on a broader level. The more value you're putting out in the world, the more value will come back to you. And you can see this in many arenas or examples, both from like massive examples, Elon Musk or someone like that, like a huge example, to just people look around in your community or your friend group, right? Like the people that add the most value, people want to give them value back, or they do give them value back in some way, whether it's money or just wanting to spend time with them and etc., liking them, basically. So anyway, that's it for this video. Tune back in tomorrow for the next video, making these every day to both document my process and my journey creating this new life for myself, and then to inspire you to do the same and sharing everything that I'm learning along the way, everything I have learned, and hopefully you can get something from that and apply it in your life and create a life that's just amazing for you. Again, the amazing life is the one that's amazing for you, and it's tailored specifically to you and not anyone else or what anyone else tells you is success or the life you should live. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.